Hiya, I'm Mika, and welcome back to Professor Layton and the Last Specter. Trademark Nintendo. Level 5 Incorporated. Our story so far. Thanks to some help from Lucia, the group manages to defeat Descalé and his machine. The battle has saved Miss Dallery from destruction, but left Lucia wounded and weak. And we don't have the mystery of Evan Bard solved. Ooh, this is loud. This is loud. I think I might be okay. I might be okay. Just checking the audio level real quick. We don't have any new trains. Well, that sure is strange. Plenty of puzzles left to solve. Plenty of puzzles. We defeated the Spectre. So we have, and saved the town. Thank you, Luke. I'm so happy Lucia was here with me. We need to thank Lucia as well. We really did it. That was quite the trial, Professor. You won't be able to save from this point forward. Is that okay? No. I guess we really should try and fucking get all the puzzles done. Is Lucia okay? We need to check on her. Luke, there are puzzles and things to do. I don't even think we have all the things in the puppet theater. We only have one act so far. Oh, come on. You can't just tell me I can't save anymore. It was my first cooking class, so I was kind of nervous. Welcome. The chef is light on words and heavy on the cooking. Let's get going. What's the first thing you need? That's right, ingredients. Today we're looking at carrots, onions, potatoes, broccoli, beef, and milk. Let's make a stew. Okay, these are fresh veggies here. You can't use them as is, not unless you like the taste of dirt. The chef right away were pretty dirty, so I ate them first. Yeah, rinsed. Only a barbarian would cook with dirty vegetables. Don't be afraid to wash them thoroughly. Once the vegetables are clean, put them on the cutting board. Now go ahead and peel them. I was shaking nervously. I could hear the clock ticking. But I gripped the peeler firmly. That's a knife. The vegetables were peeled. I had done it. I exhaled a sigh of relief. Exhaled. Fuck. Nice. Now that you've peeled them, let's cut them up. Come on, chop chop. We'll do the same for the meat as well. I took hold of the knife and, being careful not to cut myself, I sliced. All the vegetables. Good. Almost time to throw everything in the pot, but first, let's bring out the flavor a little bit. Chef took out a frying pan. As soon as I saw it, I knew what I had to do. I coated the frying pan in oil, threw the meat and veggies, and sautéed it all. A wonderful smell filled the kitchen. I tried hard not to drool. I guess I didn't try hard enough. Right, now that you've prepared the ingredients, it's time to throw everything in the pot. I did as I was instructed and gingerly turned up the heat on the stove. That sounds good. It wasn't long before the chef moved to the next task. Looks good. And now, here's my secret ingredient for a good stew. Add some milk. Careful not to burn your stew. I turned the heat down a little, and I carefully the correct amount of milk. No more, no less. Measured? Mixed? Hung, flattened, poured in. Poured in feels the most applicable here. Something new. The contents of the pot bubbled consistently. Satisfied, I smiled as steam slowly filled the kitchen. Almost done. Now comes the hard part. We wait. I fidgeted nervously, for the more I waited, the higher the likelihood that I would see burned stew. Carefully, I stirred. I stirred firmly and with purpose as I mixed, moved, placed, rubbed the stew, hung the stew. Flattened, licked, arranged, simmered? Warped, breathed, wielded, scrubbed. Simmered or mixed? But I don't feel like we're mixing here, right? We're simmering the stew. It's already kind of mixed. I'm gonna go with simmered. Now for the finishing touch. Season the stew with a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and voila. You've got yourself a stew. Does that smell better than Mom's stew? I think it does. Let's serve it up. I slowly brought the spoon to my lips and tentatively tasted. Placed, moved, mixed, rubbed, tasted, hung, flattened, licked? No, tasted my first attempt at stew. That makes more sense. Licked, covered, arranged, welded, breathed, wrapped, scrubbed, tasted. Well, how is it? Spit it out. Your opinion, that is, not the stew. This is just the start of tasting the joy of... This is just the start to tasting the joy of preparing and cooking your own meal. Until next time, good cooking. Now I'm a world-renowned chef, and to think, it all started with one beef stew. I can still taste it. It tastes like success. One play down, on to the next. Good morning, boss. Too much talking, not enough mopping. I'll be back. I gotta go see a dog about a man. Leave it to me. It will be so clean it will look like I licked it myself. The floor with my trusty old mop licked, 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 scrubbed. I feel like scrubbed is applicable. The boss returned with a large box. I got a new shipment in. These are going to fly off the shelves. I can feel it in my bones. Put these out someplace where everyone can see them, he barked. You got it, boss. Honestly, I thought the boss was wrong. Nobody wanted these, but I placed them as he asked. I bet it's placed. Boo! What? I really tried, but some things just won't stand upright, even on the flattest of surfaces. I threw my arms up in the air with the frustration and went home. By your hand, the play fell apart. I'm rewinding. I'm not gonna read this. Let me through. Let me in. Let me in. Nobody wanted these. Didn't placed. Rinsed, sauteed, moved, placed, mixed, gripped, sliced, rubbed, hung. Hung? I don't know what kind of object these are. Arranged, I could see. Arranged? I feel like arranged is a decent one. Okay. Is there anything I can do to help these sell? I took some paper and pen and made a huge sign that would grab the customer's attention. It read, "Don't miss out on this perfect product." That was probably the best sign I ever created by a cat. I proudly hung it over the new products because this is definitely hung. We're hung-it-ed. We're hung-it-ed in them. I don't hear any mopping going on here. Oh wow, hot diggity. That sign looks great. Great work. Now take all of this stuff into the back room. before I could ask for a break, the boss was off chasing his own tail again. I moved our surplus inventory into the storeroom. I think it's moved. I'm going with moved. I'm sending it on moved. What are all these empty boxes doing here? Who was jumping in and out of these? I had caught the boss playing in the empty boxes, but I had to act like I didn't know that. Oh, sorry, boss. I must have messed them all up earlier. I'll clean everything, don't worry. Each box so that I could fit them in the recycling bin. Licked. Sliced? I don't think it's sliced. Licked. Tasted, poured in, flattened. Licked. I pulled a staple that was stuck in one of the boxes out of my finger. Ah. It was a little more than a cat scratch, but it still smarted. It was little more than a cat scratch, but it still smarted. I licked the cut clean. I thought we had a first aid kit around here somewhere. I applied some antiseptic to the cut. Youch! Ooh, that stung. Once the pain died down, my finger with a bandage. Covered, wrapped, placed my finger with a bandage. No, that doesn't make sense. Sliced, rubbed my finger, gripped my finger, rinsed, no. Tasted, poured in, simmered, covered. I turned up my finger with a bandage. I wheeled, wrapped or covered? Wrapped probably makes more sense. Oh no, are you alright? It's just a scratch. I still have all 9 lives left. Whew, that's a relief. I want to make sure my employees are safe and healthy. Now go open the store. It's already 2 minutes past. So the signboard on the pavement outside the shop, placed. That's not outside. By the end of the day, the new goods were sold out. We watched them fly off the shelves all day. From that day onward, customers flocked to our shop in packs, and we became the talk of the town. It put the boss in such a good mood that he even swept the store. Once. Act 2 done, baby. We've got Act 2 wrapped up. Act 3. What does this bear want? I set out with my brushes and paints every day and look for the perfect landscape. I think I'll stop here today and paint the river. With my mind made up, I on my chair and set everything up. Wrapped, turned up, breathed, wielded, scrubbed. Shit, I scrubbed on my chair? I hung on my chair, I tasted on my chair, I poured in my chair, I flattened on my chair, I licked on my chair, I arranged on my chair, covered on my chair, simmered on my chair, rinsed, sauteed, moved, placed, mixed, gripped, sliced, rubbed. I rubbed on my chair. I don't think I have a word for this. None of these particularly make sense. Which means I'm missing a puzzle. Which means I have to do all of this without saving. So I'm gonna have to leave my DS on and running. And maybe even connected to my laptop. In order to make sure I can do this. Moved on my chair, mixed on my chair, gripped on my chair, sliced on my chair, rubbed on my chair, hung on my chair, tasted on my chair, flattened on my chair, poured in on my chair, arranged on my chair. Yeah, none of these work. Shit. Fish. I can at least get one save in before I, lose everything. There's three more that I don't have. Shiz. A tank that recreates the cozy ambiance of a quiet park at dusk. The key is where the long water ivy stops. Don't let yourself get distracted. What do you mean distracted? Alright. So that's what that does. I can see that helping. But that's just gonna bounce us directly backwards, isn't it? And we're gonna come and get these. Oh, we do get those. I think that is definitely the first play. But then the question is, how do we go about it next, right? We go up, bounce off this, come down here, bounce off of this, hit this corner, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. Then we hit you and we bounce directly back. That doesn't help. Does that change anything? Yes, because now we bounce here and... What? Does that change anything? No, that did nothing. So what if we bubble here? Come down here, we bounce this way. Then we bounce directly back up this way. If we bubble here as well, then we get this, we bounce, bounce. That leaves these 6 coins here, which I think is a problem. Oh. Just enough. Just enough. Alright, what are we looking at here? If we put a bubble here, we bounce back here. And that might actually be the play. 7 bubbles? How many spaces are there? 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's only 3 spaces that we don't fill. Bubble here, bubble here, bubble here, bubble here. That one was just obvious. Layton's journal. Chief Jakes. Tired Hill. Winning Grepiola. Checking the trap. Empty factory. Here's the Specter. The showdown. Sick. Alright, collection. We have some scrap metal. There's so many things I didn't collect. How many puzzles are there in the game? Oh, I don't know all of these things. This is a problem. I don't think I'm going to be able to 100% the game. But I do at least want to 100% the mysteries. We still have the Golden Garden left. And I think that's definitely the epilogue. So we could try to do that. And then there's also... Ooh, there's a number of episodes we missed. Yeesh. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to 100% it, which is sad, because I'd like to. But for now, let's get a save going. Thank you guys very much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves, and tomorrow's another day. I hope to see you then. Bye.